Hello, in this tutorial I'm going to talk you through the process of installing stock visual enhancements for Kerbal Space Program version 1.5 and 1.6. And in the background you can see Kerbin in all of its Kerbally glory, and it looks very different to how you would normally expect to see it. So we have clouds, we have reflections, we have city lights, and just a generally much better looking planet. Now we've got Eve, which has more volumetric clouds, beautiful seas which you can sometimes see, and Juno with its ice caps and its beautiful red surface, and you can just see the dips and the mountains as well, and with that beautiful solar flare there. And now we've got Jewel, with its beautiful green gases and lightning storms around on the dark side. And finally, Latham, my favourite of all of them, a beautiful blue marble with white clouds. Right, so to start off, we're going to install Winrar, which is a tool for extracting and dealing with the zip files. To get here, you're going to need to go to the Winrar link that will be down in the description below. And if you go download Winrar and download Winrar again, you'll then get the installer, which will pop up down in the bottom. Open that, and this is important. If it does not say the verified publisher is win.rar, do not install it. It is a dodgy version. Do not install it. So go through the installer as you would normally do for any program. Make sure that it's associated with zip files. Make sure that it is. And then WinRAR should be installed, and that might pop up, so just close it. Right, so now we're going to go out and find our Kerbal Space Program install file. So this will be in different places depending on your system. So the easiest way is to go into Steam and go to Kerbal Space Program, Properties, Local Files, and Browse Local Files. We then want to go to Game Data, which it should be at the top. This is a clean install of Kerbal Space Program, so there shouldn't be any extra files. And you should see Squad, which is the normal parts that come with the base game, and the Squad expansion, which is the Making History DLC. If you see anything else, you might have other mods installed. Right, so I'm going to show you through the first easier process. So I've compiled all of the mods you're going to need and packaged them all up into some zip files, which you can find with the links in the bottom in high res, low res, and medium res for different powered specs machines. So if we download this, and I've already downloaded it previously, so we can just cancel that download and pull the zip file into the game data file. And then we want to extract it here, and this will pull all of the files out of the zip file, and we'll place them in the folder like that. And you can see that we've got all of the different things we're going to need. So distant objects, visual enhancements, planet shine, scatterer, and the module manager. And now this is the more long-winded way of doing it. So we're going to install everything by hand from different places, and this should still work in versions 1.5 and 1.6, even though they're not specifically designed for these versions. So you want to scroll down, and you can find this link in the description, and you want to go to Stock Visual Enhancements, and you want to download the zip file, not the source code. You want to download the zip file. And then you want to follow the installation instructions. So we're going to find the textures next, and these will be different depending on what you want. So you can have high res, low res, or medium res. I'm going to install high res, and then we're going to install environmental visual enhancements, which is the thing that allows all of these effects to happen. We don't want the configs with that though. And now we're going to install Module Manager. All of these links will be in the description below. And we want to scroll down until we see the installs. There we go. And we want to download the .dll, which is a library file. And it will say it's dangerous, but keep it, it is safe. And then we're going to install the optional ones. So we're going to install Scatterer first. And you want to scroll down to the downloads section and go to SpaceDock, and all of the links will be in the description below. And then we want to go and download Scatterer. So this does the solar effects and also the reflections on the water. And then we're going to do distant object enhancements, which will allow planets to look better at further distances. And that's just a simple zip file download. And then finally Planet Shine, which is for version 1.3.1, but it will still work with versions 1.6 and 1.5. So now we've got all of these different things. So if we just let them download for a second, there we go. And we're going to drag these into our game data file, which is empty. Right, there we go. And we just pull all of these into the file, and we'll then extract them afterwards. Right, there we go. So we're going to start with the stock visual enhancements. So double click on that, go to the game data file inside there, ignore the pop-ups. So you want to drag stock visual enhancements into the game data file of your Kerbal Space program. There you go, it's dropped in. Now we need to do the textures and delete that so that it won't get cluttered. So double click on the textures and go game data, and then pull that file into there. And although it will overwrite, it will give us all of the textures that we need, which you can see here, in the high resolution that we want. And delete that again so we don't get cluttered. Now we're going to do environmental vision enhancements. So go into the game data again, environmental visual enhancements, and drag that into the game data file. And this will be the same for most mods that you're using. And then we're going to do Scatterer, and drag the Scatterer file into the game data folder. And delete that. Let's do distance objects now. And we want to go into game data. We want to ignore everything else and drag the distant object over. That's all we want. We don't want the other stuff. And as I said, I've done all of this for you and zipped it up, but if you don't want to do that, if you're paranoid of viruses, which I can totally understand, you can do it all manually. Right, so now that's done, we can go and boot up our Kerbal Space program again. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we should have stock visual enhancements all installed. Your loading time will probably take a bit longer than normal, as it's got a lot more to install. And there we go, we can see all of the enhancements coming into play on Kerbin there. And there we go. Valentine is floating above Kerbin. If you have any problems, feel free to leave a comment. Please like and subscribe, it means an awful lot. And I will see you in the next tutorial.